Holmes was born. Then he got fat, bald, and tired. What's up, Holmes?
I feel like I understand why I like the stuff I like.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, when I say I like the video game Landstalker, when I say Landstalker is my favorite video game that's ever been made.
Is that a Sega Saturn game?
It's no, it's for the Sega Genesis. I'm not just saying that as a jerk. I'm saying that as a person who, actually got the director of Landstalker to sign my copy of Landstalker.
Oh, look at that! There was a sequel for the Saturn, though, wasn't there? Or am I mixing things up?
There was a related game called Dark Savior, which is also and then there was a related game called Alundra for the PlayStation, which was made by most of the same staff, but they had formed a different company at that point. And then there was Lady Stalker, which is unfortunately titled, for the Super Nintendo.
Because if you're a lady stalker, that means you're probably doing some crimes. And not fun Grand Theft Auto crimes, but like actual hateable crimes, not those cute thieving crimes.
Actual hateables. But there's actually no hateables in that game, though. There's
in Lady Stalker?
In Lady Stalker, you're actually a lady, and you're on an adventure. They use the word stalker to mean adventure. Like an adventurer. A land stalker is a guy who adventures on the land. So Lady Stalker is actually a fantastic little video game. It's weird and quirky, but I really like. And then Landstalker as well. And when I say that Landstalker is the best, immediately I get attacked because that's not the popular opinion. The popular opinion is that Ocarina of Time is the best Zelda.
I don't like that game.
I like Majora's Mask.
Me too.
I like Link's Awakening, but apparently that's the sort of thing a hipster would say. So
is it that they need for there to be one truth, which is the games that they and what they think the majority like are the good ones, and then if we say no, other games are the ones we like, then we must be lying and only saying that in order to seem cool in our own minds? Is there anyone who thinks, wow, when I go out tonight to meet women or just be around men and show them how cool I am with my hair and my clothes and my love of Landstalker, they're going to be so impressed with my hip beard and my bicycle and my Sega Genesis collection? Is there anyone who likes video games just because they think it's cool? Is there any even a shred of sense to their argument, you think?
I think there are some of those people now.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
I don't really know. I get the impression that there's some of them.
Huh. Because I can speak from experience. I've never once thought, boy, when I tell everyone that I like this video game, they're really my social status is going to go up with them. That just doesn't compute to me. Growing up, if you liked video games, you immediately were down a few notches social status, no matter what the games were.
You're telling me. I paid I bought the Star Wars Shadows of the Empire for N64, and I had it in the pocket of my cargo shorts as I was leaving the Target store where I worked. And, I was just going to walk back to my parents' house and have myself a good old time that weekend with it. And the girl that I liked she's going to her car. She worked in the store. She's like, I can give you a ride. And I'm like, okay. And then she's like, she hears like a bag crinkling in my pocket. She's like, what's that? I'm like, it's Star Wars Shadows of the Empire for the Nintendo 64. And I show it to her, and she's like, my little brother has that game. The price tag on it says $79.99. And I'm like, we're like halfway to my house. I'm like, I didn't actually pay $79.99. I price matched with Kohl's. There was $54.96 there because they like to do really weird numbers. And she's like, oh, well, that's good. You saved some money. And I'm like, yeah. Sure did. And I never had sex with that girl, but,
Of course you didn't. There was a girl named Arlene who had a giant, beautiful nose, and I loved her face for that nose.
This girl I'm talking about was named Jolene, so that's pretty, okay, keep going.
Weird. I wonder if they're related. And she...
I hope so.
Like, oh my God, do you work out? And I'm like, no. She's like, awesome. Do you want to hang out tonight? I'm like, sure. What do you want to do? She's like, whatever you want. I'm like, want to play some Parappa the Rapper? And she's like, I don't know, yeah. So I brought Parappa the Rapper over, and then she's like, what are you doing with that? What is that? Oh, God. And then invited some better-looking guys who then made fun of me for playing video games. And this wasn't like, when I was 16 or something. I was, I think, just out of college when that happened.
That would have been the Parappa era, yeah. I had that game.
Yeah, it was. And I know times have changed. I know video games now have Kiefer Sutherland in them, so they're now.
God darn Keeper, you gotta love that guy.
I always have, ever since I saw Flatliners as a youth. But anyway, they're mainstream now, and I guess people like them in order to be cool these days. But I can't think like that.
So what is the opposite of a flatliner? Is that a bumpy liner? Are all of us alive people? Are we all bumpy liners? Is that what we are?
They should make a new movie called Bumpy Liners about us just playing video games and talking. Yeah, I'd watch that movie. Starring Kiefer Sutherland and Julia Roberts.